So my tracking's broken again. So you're getting normal tracking today. Have you considered not breaking your track? You know, now that I think about it, I haven't. You know, we got real thinkers here in the casino, guys. We got some prime thinkers. I should learn by example. Gentleman who thinks all the time. So, oh, I've got like 5 audios playing in the background. Hold on. There we go. So, we're going to be doing a few things today. I'm going to be reinventing the wheel, so to speak. I've got my drawing program out here, and we're going to be making my own version of this while I talk today. So it's like equal parts drawing and talking stream. I need to practice splitting my attention. So this is going to be me doing that. A rant cast, this time of day, this time of year, localized entirely within the casino. Why, yes. Katya Blast, yeah, Katya Blast. And when we're done, I've actually got my Live 2D open, so we're going to take Katya Blast and we're going to animate it, and then I'm going to drag it into VTube Studio, and the ending part of stream, if we make it that far, you will be blasted. So, millennials! I was sitting here thinking, because I'm looking at Gen Alpha brain rot right now, more so than usual, and it's disturbing me a little bit, you know? Not because, like, ooh, brain rot's so disturbing, because stupid memes have always existed. No, it's more so along the lines of, it's relentless. There's no secondary reprieve. I don't know, throughout my time online, throughout history even, there seemed to be more tact with humor. There seemed to be more variety, but now all the humor is really the same. However, it's not the same. Here's what I mean by that. Humor by millennials creates quirk chungus. All right? It creates low tier, low quality. And it directly mirrors what we see in Gen Alpha. Like, it's inspired, so to speak. The media that was written for millennials to enjoy, it didn't really, give them new ideas. They rehashed what they already liked. And so you already had a degradation of a layer of humor there. Millennials then repeat the same thing like a parrot. Now, Gen Z developed their own kind of humor patterns and areas, right? They're now currently getting into being in the positions of power, but until then, they're kind of at the mercy of whatever millennial mainline production creates. Now, Gen Z, by and large, is mostly aged out of that kind of influence, but Gen Alpha isn't. And so we've got millennials creating the most low-tier, low-quality brain rot, and we've got Gen Alpha, the most impressionable, with the millennials at their peak of media production. So we're having those two influence each other the most. Millennial humor brought us the scourge of adulting, and many such equivalencies, right? Like, I won't lie, like, Gen Z has like its share of like cringe garbage, but we're mostly just victims. Now, millennials were targeted with a specific brand of cut and dry irony poison humor and weird noise equals funny.
Now that she debuted, I wanted to thank you for your reassurances about Anya a little while back.
Of course. I always had faith that Anya was going to debut. Now, when she was going to debut, no idea, but everything that I had heard said that she had gotten herself somewhere and that she had not debuted. Like, she had purposely requested a little bit of extra time. Nothing seemed like it was going to explode. Unfortunately, it puts her and her compatriots in a position of weakness, but it's not a bad place to be. My view, it felt like Zoomer humor is everything bad about millennials on steroids. That's because it genuinely is. Zoomer humor... Well, Zoomer humor was slightly, like, Zoomer, I say, is Gen Z, not Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha is brainrot, genuine. But Gen Z had the same influences as the millennial. However, we had the benefit of seeing the horrible development of the millennial in front of us, and we were so repulsed and disgusted that we didn't allow ourselves to develop entirely that way. It's kind of like if you had like an older cousin, like by 10 years, and you watched them get into being emo. You watch them do all the really weird esoteric stuff, and instead of finding them cool, you see all the damage they cause the people around them. So now you get older yourself and you find yourself liking the same kind of music and shows. You don't develop into the same kind of person that your cousin was because you remember the damage they caused, and instead you enjoy it in a more casual, normal way.
As an unfortunate member of that generation, many of us fought hard against the slop. We simply failed. Sorry about the irony-drenched world.
Irony doesn't even mean anything as a term anymore, honestly. It used to have a proper literary meaning, but now people have kind of twisted it to mean whatever it means now. Which sounds like a vague nothing-ism, but anybody that has been online for more than 5 minutes knows exactly what I mean. I had more influence from Gen X than millennials since my father's more X than anything else. Exactly. Like, we saw how gross and unappealing millennials were growing up, and so we looked to other places. I think that's also partially why a lot of Gen Z is developing into conservatism, because the closer, more direct influences were so subpar, uninteresting, and damaging that they went to other places, right? They went to other generations. Whereas Gen Alpha, again, their influence is directly, it's skipping up. It's skipping up a generation. They are influenced a bit by Gen Z, but because all of the media is now produced by millennials, because millennials are old enough to, be in those positions. They're the majority of the workforce now. A lot of kids' first exposure to cartoons or TV shows or novels is from millennial writing teams. So, like, Gen Z, like, a lot of their first exposure was older cartoons that their parents gave them. So, hold on, I gotta give Katya a really nice chin. There we go. Can't wait for when you realize Gen Alpha does the same to Zoomers. Like, yeah, no, they skipped, so we failed as big brothers? Hardly. Again, it's weird, because Gen Alpha is still really young. And unlike the millennials, whom, by and large, Gen Z didn't try to take that much inspiration from, Gen Alpha does seem to actually care about what Gen Z is doing. And I think that's partially because Gen Z is a lot like online, where a lot of the young social media influencers. It's like Gen Z is cool, so they try to emulate that and fail because a lot of their baseline training came from TV and novels and animated shows made by millennials. So it's kind of like they had a bad first step and they're fumbling trying to recover using a secondary blueprint. Your predictions on how Gen Beta will grow up on Gen Z writing? That's an interesting one. I think because Gen Z is developing a lot like their grandparents, I think Gen Beta is going to be fine. Like, if there's still enough of a world around, and if censorship isn't at an all-time peak, I actually think Gen Beta, if they survive having, if Gen Z even has kids, like if Gen Z has kids past Gen Alpha and Gen Alpha starts having kids and they're not totally poisoned from the overprocessed slop that's out there, I think that they could genuinely develop to be okay. Like, there is potential there. I think it is a generational skip. Gen Z writing is likely not going to be too widespread unless millennial males regain control of the publishing system. Oh, we already see, we're already seeing, I don't want to say like a swing, but we are seeing a fatigue. We're seeing millennial writing fatigue. Now, I will say that superhero movies and superhero shows weren't written by millennials, but they were written for millennials with millennials in mind. And that's the kind of writing that millennials are using as blueprints for their own garbage. So we got like a distilled crap of the crap. That's why a lot of the video games that were coming out were also so bad, because of their millennial writing teams and their out-of-touch elders that had, encouraged it. Do you think millennial disapproval was influenced by older media pushing against them early on? I think early on they didn't deserve it because they were still teenagers, but I think they earned it organically by the youth. Like, older people, they didn't deserve the ire from the older generations, but they absolutely earned every single slight against them by younger generations. Because younger generations aren't experiencing the workforce in the same way. They're not experiencing the accusations of, oh, they're so lazy, oh, the avocado toast, blah, 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 blah. That's not the concern of the younger generation. The younger generation is only concerned with what is directly affecting them at the moment. Hello, Katya. Been a while since I made it to one of the Zatsus. What did I miss? Oh, we just started. Can't wait for Zoom writers. They will be good writers just to be counterculture. I see it. Well, I kind of see it. I think to become good writers, I will say that Zoomers have good ideas and they are enthusiastic, but unlike the millennials that got the classical training properly, they were the last people in the system to be given the proper grammar lessons. Zoomers aren't absorbing that kind of classical lit background as much. It isn't being taught in schools, or it wasn't. It's not being encouraged organically. So I think Zoomers will be good script writers. They'll be good filmographers, but novel writers, and pacing and all of those like baseline skills, they will have to force themselves to learn on their own organically. We're going to see very few writers come up, but we're going to see the best of the best. Kind of like how you don't listen to all of the 80s music out there, you only listen to the good 80s music. We're going to see a lot of people try to be writers in Gen Z, and we will see some incredible, like, generational writers rise out of Gen Z, but we will only see, like, a very small handful of them. When I think of millennial writing, the first thing... Oh, I missed that one. 21st birthday boss, what should be my first drink?
21st B-Day boss, what should be my first adult drink?
It depends. Do you like sweet stuff? Do you like sour stuff? I personally like rum and cola. And you can kind of adjust the ratio if, like, the rum is too strong. But spiced rum and cola is very good. And I would recommend that. or a vodka soda. Now, that is only if you want something mixed. If you want something straight, again, rum is good. I love rum. Go get an old-fashioned. Ooh, yeah. Well, again, I don't know your palate exactly. I will teach the Zoomers how to write novels if I must. Here's my recommendation. Get a copy of Creative Fiction for Dummies. It's an excellent primer to come up with ideas to done. I don't think Gen Z lacks ideas. Genuinely. I think millennials didn't lack ideas, but millennials lacked the social tact and the awareness of the people around them. Ironically, for the people that, you know, insisted that they were the most progressive and the most aware, I think they were more self-focused on the end goal message of what they were putting out there and not the journey to get to whatever message they're trying to put out there. My biggest gripe with all millennial storytelling isn't that they're trying to package any message, because all good stories, you know, may not have a meaning, but most of them do, you know? And regardless of where you sit on storytelling and what meanings get pushed, you have to agree that there's always going to be something there, even if it's as simple as we're going on the hero's journey to show that, you know, a hero's journey is possible. Okay? Political or apolitical, there's always something there. Millennials and their writing style almost always overly focus on, did you guys make sure you got the message? Did they get the message? Guys, I don't think they understood the message. We need to be really loud about whatever message we're pushing. It's my audience is too stupid to understand that what we're trying to do here. We need to beat their brains in. You know why? Because I'm not capable of absorbing anything without my brain being beaten over and over and over again with whatever message there is. If there's no over messaging, then I don't understand what's going on. It's honestly for a while, and it's a very American and very British problem, a very English-speaking world problem. Most of the time, you really didn't get this out of Japan, and I think that's why a lot of Zoomers really fell in love with anime so fast. I think that's part of why anime actually exploded in popularity, because there was a lot of good quality classical anime and some decent quality modern anime, and it really filled in the void for storytelling that just wasn't there in Western or English-speaking countries. It was no longer about whatever message. It was back to kinda, you know, classical adventure storytelling. Even if there was a hidden message inside there, it wasn't about delivering a message to a stupid person. It was about experiencing a message through the lens of a good story. Millennials are always, hey, LMAO, am I right? I had this conversation with someone last night, but you know what is so millennial? And I never realized it until yesterday. The Valley Girl accent. I have never met a Gen Z person that organically has it. It's only millennials. The closest thing is like the California accent, but that's hardly Valley Girl, that's California. Like, oh my god! Like, elements of Valley Girl slip into places, but am I crazy for thinking that it's almost exclusively a millennial thing? What's a Valley Girl accent? Like, so, totes my goats, my guys, it's like the white girl accent, you know? The American, like, American blonde, like, oh my god, that is so fetch. Valley Girl is the stereotype. The actual accent is vocal fry. Like, oh my god. Oh my god, guys. Yes. Anyway, Valley Girl predates millennials. I think it might have been a Gen X. Okay, it's an invention of Gen X, but I've only exclusively heard it coming out of millennial mouths, okay? Valley Girl sounds like suburban schoolgirl with an identity crisis between rural and urban. That's what it was. Walks and gets Biden blasted. Excuse you, it's Katya blast. Actually, what?
Please never do that again.
You're paying me to not do the Valley Girl accent? That's crazy! I'm holding you hostage, chat. Give tithe to the casino or I'm gonna speak in a Valley Girl accent! We inch closer to Gyaru Katya by the day. How much do I have to dono so you never do that again? This is horrible! I thought that I did a great job. You guys suck. Alright. Okay, so guys, for Biden Blast Live 2D model, should I actually do just normal Biden first and then, like, add the Katya stuff on top? So it's like 2 models. We've got, like, the regular Biden Blast, and then Biden Blast with the Katya hat.
But Katya, you blast us all the time.
Damn straight I do.
Please do that again, D.
Did I just get 2 donos in a row saying please do that again? Are you guys fighting with money?
More please.
No! Why a Joe Biden model? I'm out because I couldn't think of anything else to have myself draw in the background.
Never do an accent again.
Well, now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because on one hand, multiple people said no, but on the other hand, 2 people sent $10 asking for it. You know what? For those 2 people specifically, I will give them a special message, okay? Like, Cold Grave. Oh my god, Cold Grave! Thanks! Like, you're totally the best.
Do it again.
Bishop Jones, 1992. Oh my god. The casino can keep its lights on because of you. Isn't that so shway? Oh my god. Is that Necro? Oh my god. I love killing stupid bitches. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is that a clipper? A clipper gets the chipper. Anyway. This bit is over. No more. No more. I'm gonna seek Canadian healthcare.
Voting no on the Valley Girl.
Thank you, Corn.
Also, the ooh-woo voice is the Zoomer version of it, and is just as cringe.
You know what? You're right, actually. I never thought about that. Valley Girl Katya sounds really close to Harley Quinn in the Arkham games. You know what? I'll actually take that as a compliment. Hey, Jeffrey Epstein!
How about this? Give us a trigger warning before you do it so we have time to leave.
That's crazy. Biden Blast. I'm not doing it again. I'm done with that bit. That bit hurts my soul a little bit. All right, we're doing live 2D Joe Biden, guys. Oh.
A compromise. Make Pennyworth do a Valley Girl voice. Come on, Katya. You know he deserves it.
You know, next time I hook up the gun to the translation machine, you know, I'm planning a Counter-Strike tournament between the casino and the staff of VP. Pennyworth is going to be playing Counter-Strike with me. I will force him to do a Valley Girl accent just for you. Katya gives me depressed Albertan confused as American vibes. That's crazy. Biden blasting you. Biden blessed you. Somebody earlier asked why I haven't gotten into voice acting, and it's simple. I can only do one voice.
Bimbo to MK ultrasound waves will continue until toon morale collapses into dust.
That's crazy. Pepsi Apocalypse, we're doing Counter-Strike 2 because that's what's free on Steam. But your one voice is speak. I'm like, Vic Mignon, I'm like Vic Eggnog from the early 2000s. I only do one voice. Not because I want to, but because I can't do other voices successfully. They always end up very grating. Like, okay. A small pivot away from me bashing millennials for 1 second. Okay? Vic Minogna deserved better. Okay, I will be honest here. I was part of his fan club, the Risen Bull Rangers, when I was a teenager. Like, I loved the guy, but he always was very strange to his preteen fan base. I don't think that he's guilty of the things that he got accused of. Straight up. Is he awkward, though? Yeah, he's a bit awkward, so he's easy to make fun of. Ahoy, Katya, how are you? Ahoy! I don't know. Let's see, what voices can I do? You gonna call out some Russians to mic spam slurs during the match? No, that's why I've got a full lobby of people that are exclusively in the company. Do that again? Do what? Genuinely do what? I'm trying to draw Joe Biden here! Ahoy? You want me to do ahoy again? Sure. Ahoy! Ahoy! Like, it's squeaky and it doesn't fit right under my lungs, right? Ahoy! And it's different every time. I can't be consistent. Ahoy! There we go. I gotta read that in the ahoy voice. Women in gaming are at an all-time low with the Marvel shit that happened. Lol. Kirby sounding, yeah. You see, I could never be a proper VTUBER because I can't stand to listen to that. I realize this is not Joe Biden, this is Bo Jiden, a more proper president. Fascinating. I feel like I'm watching a lesbian couple having a conversation. What? You can do 3 voices now. Playing Armored Core while attending the stream is going to be harder than I thought. That's crazy. You have to believe. Okay. Okay, guys. Give me something to say in the ahoy voice. I'll practice. I'll practice my ahoy voice for you. But anyway, millennials. I will say, millennials came in at an interesting time in the development of media history. They had all of the good stuff available to them via their grandparents, and even at that time, good stuff was produced. But for some reason, they gravitated towards the worst shit on the planet imaginable. Like, they allowed themselves to develop that way. And part of me wonders if it was like an oppositional defiance disorder type beat, like generation-wide. They had access to good stuff, and their parents were trying to hook them up with good stuff, so it purposely went for the garbage because they felt more connected to it and because their parents didn't like it. And so they developed in a sideways way. I also think that a lot of the garbage that was put into the food in the 80s and 90s actually did, like, cause a lot of millennials to mentally develop slower, and it damaged their brain. I think a vast majority of millennials that grew up with hyper-processed food have severe brain damage. Like, very genuine. They developed slower, they have a lack of comprehension. They have a lack of emotional maturity and self-control, and they've got every diagnosis under the sun because of it. And honestly, I feel really bad. I feel genuinely so bad for them. And it's not just restricted to them, you know? I feel like Gen Z was given the same level of exposure. However, slightly more health-conscious society at that point started to realize that the, you know, chemicals were actually causing real damage after seeing what happened to the millennials. So Gen Z was slightly healthier in that aspect. Gen Alpha, though, it's like a hard swing back all the way back to the uber-duper super processed. So we went processed brain damage, bad development, improvement, and back to processed damage. Oh my god. Gen Alpha really is just millennial too. It'd be hilarious
if you read some Dracula flow in the Valley Girl voice. Say this on her Hoy voice. Welcome home, darling. Do you want dinner, a bath, or perhaps me?
I've got a lot of things here to catch up on. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I went off on a tangent, being mad about millennials. Red 40 destroyed my brain. Yeah. Media history was put under a lens of critical theory. We had a surge of Eastern Europe immigrants that disliked U.S. media and altered the way education worked because colleges pandered to them. That's an interesting thought. Then they raised the children with those drawbacks. Yeah. Here's the thing. A lot of Gen Z don't have millennial parents, right? Gen Z don't have millennial parents. Gen Alpha have millennial parents, and you can tell. In the Ahoy voice.
Nice argument, Senator, but what's your source?
Be hilarious if you read some Dracula flow in the Valley Girl voice. I am not sure what Dracula flow is. I'll have to look that up. Necro! Say this in the Ahoy voice.
Welcome home, darling. You want dinner? A bath? Or perhaps... me?
The millennial problem is single-parent households and latchkey kids. I will say, single-parent households aren't the only reason, but they definitely contribute on top of all the other problems. Say this in the Ahoy voice.
Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't fret over every egg.
Alright, I'm one of the good ones. I got into mecha. Now, I'm pretty sure Gen Z is mostly early millennial parents, but there's some late Gen X too.
Nah, I want Pipsqueak.
That's crazy, Alkavi! I will say, okay, so hold on. I think majority Gen Z have no millennial parents, but I can't say that for sure. Millennial years. 1981 to 1996. Okay, I think the oldest millennials would have been 18, would have been mid-teens. So any teenage pregnancies that happened in 1997, okay, you have an argument for millennial parents there, but the majority of Gen Z was not born via millennial parents. I don't think. Let me think. Let me think about that. Raised by Gen X, old school. Hello, boss. How's your day? My day's going all right. We're just Biden blasting our way through this. Sorry, let me just get some color going here. Biden blaster. Hey, son. Want to go bomb another country? I can't take Greenland because that's not what I do. Teen pregnancies virtually disappeared, basically. Yeah. You know, a lot about you were rambling about the food earlier would explain some stuff about my parents. Again, I don't know, man. I just feel sorry for a bunch of the people. Like, you got it. When you're a victim of circumstance and you can't control being born with brain damage or being born to parents with severe brain damage, you can't dog on them forever, because ultimately they really can't change that organically on their own. They can only do the best with what they got.
Your voice is as sharp as your ears. 3.
You know, I haven't killed enough people this stream. I think you guys are getting too much of an attitude. The food problem hasn't stopped yet. No, it hasn't stopped yet, but for a while, there was more regulation. For a while, in some countries, there was some adjustment. I feel like it swings back and forth almost every 10 years. Every 10 years, it gets worse, and then it gets a little better, and then it gets worse, then it gets a little better. You have to keep in mind that geography as well plays a big part into the quality of food where you live. Like, oh my god, guys! Double tap. But yeah, I think a very good example for what I mean for millennial writing is that a prime example of children's media that used to have quality writing that tanked the instant it was being catered to the older millennial and then written by the older millennial was anything from Disney Animation Studio. Right? As soon as Disney went, oh, we need to target an adult demographic, and the adults right now are millennials, writing quality went down. And then the millennials started to become animators at Disney, and they started to become story writers, plot writers at Disney, and they continued on the writing path trend. Now, Disney is a homogenous slop of low-quality garbage, and it's bad. Like, Disney's interesting because it built a reputation of, oh, well, if I don't have anything to do this weekend, I can take my kids to a Disney movie at a theater without pre-vetting it, and I can be sure that it'll be high quality and safe. Now, Disney, it's like, oh, a Disney movie's in theaters, I need to do my due diligence and check beforehand to see if this is safe and wholesome and interesting for me and my family to watch, or if it's going to be low-quality brain rot slop. Like, imagine fumbling your generational reputation so badly because you want to pander to the adult audience that you tried grooming for a generation. Like, Disney was never for kids. Disney was always for the children of Gen X. And now that the children of Gen X are adults, it is for the adults that they have primed. Disney adult is an offense to your mental acuity. Yeah. It's honestly, even though I like a lot of the early Disney stuff, I cannot bring myself to like it, so to speak, right? Like, I cannot be like, yeah, well, I have fond memories. Yeah, I watched this. Yeah, I watched that. So I at least like that. I don't like the new stuff. No, it's like, because of how they've handled everything, I cannot find comfort or happiness in the idea of any of the old stuff. There are some things that I will say objectively, higher quality, well written, but I will never say that I am a fan of those things. If they're on, I'll watch them and enjoy them, but you'll catch me dead before I step foot anywhere near like a Disney park or purposefully buying Disney merchandise. You will never catch me doing that. And every time a property gets bought by Disney, it becomes a dead property to me. Which, of course, is like my own personal hell on earth, because this means that every year I lose more and more things that I love. Artemis Fowl was fouled by millennial writing. Oh god. Look what they did to my Predator boy bot. Like, look what they did to everything! There will never be another Treasure Planet under Disney. Not under Disney. Honestly, that's why I actually, even though, like, the Glitch Production studio stuff is cringe as all hell, I actually think that it's very important that it exists, and I think that it's awesome. I think that the Amazing Digital Circus, cringe as all hell, but it existing is so important. I think it's so good that it exists. Not my personal cup of tea. Same with the has-been hotels of the world. They're not quality writing by any stretch of the imagination. They're actually very crass, and again, reflective of millennial writing tendencies. Very painfully so, but it is a direct competitor to the monolith that is Disney animation. And that'll freak Disney out and force them to do something else or to disperse. You like Radio Demon, don't you? Of course! I've never denied that I like my garbage. Okay? It's truly the animator's take on Ozymandias. 51 Days with Artemis Fowl. Shut up, Undying! Now, it's interesting. I don't know. Oh, I had a thought and then I lost it. You guys made me lose it. I'm losing it, guys. Biden blasting my brain cells. How's this looking? Alright, we can just find a base color and slap it under there now. Technically speaking, has been hotels millennial writing. Yeah, I just said that it is reflective of millennial writing tendencies. I literally said that. Why is your Bojiden mogging and low-key looking like a JoJo character? Because, it's really funny. Like, genuinely, the only reason for any of this is that it's funny. Alright. It's like this because he would never mog in real life. Blast you. You won't vote for me. You shall never be... I am taking away your melanin. Like, those memes were, what's it called? They're my Roman Empire. The esoteric, Joe Biden memes. Like, Trump memes are easy, okay? You can do anything with Trump memes because he just says so much dumb stuff all the time. Doesn't matter what side of the American aisle you're on, everyone will say that he is easily memeable, right? Whereas Joe Biden memes, I feel like they're not an untapped niche, but they're out of vogue. But they're so funny still to me. Thought this was supposed to be Katya doing the Biden blast. It's gonna be, but we're starting off with Joe Biden first so that we've got some variety. The Biden blast. Look, corn pop with a bet. I don't know. Now, we've done Like, oh my god, guys, we did the Valley Girl. We got the
Ahoy! Hello! Ahoy!
voice. What other voices can I do? I mean, we've just got me. I'm KATYA SABLE of Variance Projects Chapter 1 Equilibrium. This is me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Business is booming. Did a French accent before. Did I? Sacré bleu. Sacré bleu. Sacré bleu. Donald Trump impression? Yeah, but that's an impression. That's not a voice. One more Ahoy voice and you're drawing Homer Simpson again. You can't make me do anything, Gary Coleman. You can do a hag voice or a hag witch. I can do a witch.
I think one of the worst things the school system did was not go over more of the classics in English classes.
I will agree. At least in modern consciousness, for Gen Z specifically.
Got any plans for Valentine's Day, boss? I mean stream-wise. Unless?
Stream-wise. What do you mean, unless? What else would I be doing? You see, every streamer that isn't making content on Valentine's Day is shabwanking their boyfriend. I'm sorry. Like, I hate to break it to you, but if you are not streaming on Valentine's Day, you're an evil liar and you're shabwanking. That's the rule of VTubing. Your secret boyfriend, secret girlfriend. All VTubers are lonely, and if you're not on Valentine's Day, you're a liar and a freak. Truth nuke. I'm busy in the casino, but I will make casino time available. I gotta make sure that my employees don't kill themselves because they haven't seen their families in years. What's so bad about banging the one that you love? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong is that you have somebody you love. These casino walls are cold and lonely! Shaboinking, what about Shabinkus? Do the English dub free run since she's an elf. I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know if I can do a free run impression. Like the meme of some Eastern European dad repeatedly saying, Joe Biden, wake up, especially with the Half-Life 2 G-Man song in the background. Me and you of us. I have Gamer Subs code SABLE for 10% off your order of your name. Yeah. Want to do something romantic for Valentine's Day? Use my code and buy yourself Gamer Subs. Will this get you a boyfriend? Will this get you a girlfriend? I don't know, but you'll have a tub of Gamer Subs. Hold that thought. Buy! Sell! We're shill maxing. Look, it's funny, and I don't shill so often. You may not get maidens, but you will have the energy to cope with it. You will be able to match the energy of the whores on the 3rd floor of the casino that you can rent out for Valentine's. I can only hope that you and Ava collab that day then. Are you subtly saying that you're shipping us? Because that's some crazy work if so. Anyway. Blastu. Can confirm, after I bought Gamer Subs, I reincarnated into another world and got 99 girlfriends. Casino walls is in fact a euphemism for her "I'm killing you." You saw her Kalkini art? Oh, absolutely. So, the Kalkini art is interesting because I was in call when Leia was drawing it, and Leia was so lecherous. It was something. Y'all trying to ship me? Nah, man, that's prime real estate right there. Those two can go at it. They're weird freaks. Like, Leia was like, she's doing that thing. If you've ever watched Leia, when she's excited or trying to explain something, she'll do like this puppy dog panting thing where she goes, no, guys. She was doing that the whole time while trying to talk, while drawing Ava and the Kalkini. She'd go, guys, you don't understand. No, the subtle squish and the boob veins are important. And then she'd zoom in on the exposed areola and be like, no, you see, the delicate shading on the bar nipple piercing is actually very important. And it's like, Leia, Did Ava ask for any of this? And then Ava would pop into call like, oh guys, what's going on? What's going on? And then Leia would be like, and I'd be there. I'd just be there. And Ava would be like, why are you adding veins to my boobs? And Leia is like, no, it's important. Trust me. It's... Like, I don't know what to say, guys. I think she likes women. Like, very, very, very plain and simple. I'm like 100% sure, and this isn't, like, me memeing. I think she just very much so likes women.
The veins are very tasteful, I agree. A visionary.
Look, artistically, I agree. Artistically, nothing she said was wrong. However, it was like observing Michelangelo carving attractive gentlemen out of stone, but observing him from a distance, very, very, spending way too long meticulously carving every single vein on the shaft of the schlong, right? It's like there's no reason to do that. Nobody cares except for you, apparently. Like that there's only one reason why you focus so hard specifically like that on very specific areas. Like, you can be biblically accurate without being photorealistic. Like, chat, this is why I hate women. This is genuinely why I think women are horrible creatures. This is why I sell them at discount here at the casino. You want a woman? You can get her at a bargain because I don't want to deal with them. Biden Blastu. But yeah, for this Valentine's Day, Ava and Leia is your winning ship here. I just keep somehow accidentally ending up in their weird-ass cuck chair. Every VC, I'm just there. Were you just jealous she wasn't drawing you in a cowkini? I don't need anyone to draw me in a cowkini, okay? I've got better things to do. Born to be on the chair. That's some crazy work. Is this what they call a unicorn? What? Who's the unicorn in this situation? I'm a bit confused. Who's the unicorn in this situation? Biden. Ah, I see. Biden the unicorn. Alright. He's just biding his time. You, the third. I'm not the third! You guys make me sick. Biden blasted. Biden get blasted. Blam, 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 get blasted, get blasted, get blasted. Yeah, for anyone that's come in late, if you want the millennial discussion, that was the topic of the first half of the stream. Now we're on whatever this is. Katya would be sitting in the background drinking rum and heckling them like Statler and Waldorf. I'm like that meme of the guy on the cuck chair, and he's like, he's just shaking his head, and like he's got like a checklist, and he's like giving them a grade. Yes, yeah, it's rewind time. Rewind? Rewind. Yeah, it's rewind time. Like a tennis referee. Yeah, if they pull an illegal move, then I step in and I have to separate them. What is an illegal move in this instance? Artist, this particular woman is giving birth to... Oh, draw this particular woman giving birth to JD Vance. That's crazy. Starting ahead... I'm heading to start a stream to catch the storytelling bit. Have a good rest of... Have a good one, Green! Is she finally coming? Well, I know I'm ready to be going. Oh! I would be a great Statler Waldorf. Specifically ball Vance. That would be an advanced move. Backseat gaming from the cuck chair is... Look, I don't have any such desire to be a participant. This is not my station in life. My station is to make money! To run a casino! To harm little orphans! We have an influx of immigration from Dakota recently because of the drug problem. Oh dear. Oh, I didn't realize consequences of my actions. But yeah. It's interesting having to handle the influx of people in Chiron that don't belong here. I see those filthy little Nakadite, like, Nicodians huffing their Nakadite on the streets. I see homeless people. I see children being sold off by their Nicodian families just into slavery. The slave trade has really kicked up again recently, and it's not very pleasant. Now, I'm all one for indentured servitude. I'm all one for slavery. But I feel like you have to earn it, right? I feel like you have to lose. You have to purposely put yourself in a bad position to deserve slavery. I am not a big fan of people coming in droves and then selling their children to places so that they can eat. That's
That's a bit beyond my station. These days, I don't know. I've been taking in a few people from Dakota into the casino, having them do like a month's worth of work, and then pushing them back out, burning their contracts. It just doesn't sit right with me.
Hey boss, you ever taste tested your supply?
No! Are you kidding? I'm not stupid! I'm not doing drugs on the clock. Only an idiot would go to work and do drugs in front of the camera. And in general, I'm just not I'm not a drug user. That's not something that appeals to me. I've seen too many people ruin their lives. Too many Nakotans. I like being in control of all my faculties. Never dip your pen in company ink. Absolutely. In front of the camera, she says. In general, honestly. The worst I get is a bit of liquor once in a while, and I actually have a pretty good sense of having some self-control in that aspect. I don't have an incredibly addictive personality. I have goals in my life. I have things that I need to achieve, and if I'm blasted out of my mind, I will never achieve any of them. I think being stuck on abusive drugs, the only time it makes sense is if your life is over. You've got nothing left. Right? But putting yourself in that position early, ending your life early by forcing drugs into your system so that you can't accomplish anything, is just very depressing to me. I think that that's one of the saddest ways you can live. The self-sabotage is crazy. Some people, you know, get back on the wagon and they fix their lives, but that's not, like, the rule, you know? That's the exception. That's why it's so surprising when somebody gets their shit back together. Because a lot of people, their lives just end, you know? Sometimes they die, sometimes they just become empty, wandering husks. I would never wish a cycle of drug abuse on anybody. And alcoholism itself is just as damaging, you know? But people tend to actually repair themselves more often than not from alcoholism with that proper help. Hard drug abuse, though, I've almost never seen anyone successfully come back from that. I've seen attempts, and I've seen some success stories historically, but, like, in my life, I have personally only seen people dissolve into useless piles of goo. And it's sad. Internet Archive audio collection over Spotify and every other streaming service. Oh, 100% hippopotamus. I agree. I use the Internet Archive to watch a lot of anime, actually, that doesn't exist on streaming services. Or even if it does exist on streaming services, I watch it using the Internet Archive. That's how I watched, actually, all of Cyber 6. I watched Cyber 6 entirely via the Internet Archive. Honestly, that show fucks. It's awesome. I wish more millennials watched shows like that. Were inspired by stuff like that, because that's not sarcastic, that's not sardonic, that's just fun. The Panther was cool, hell yeah. It's a good thing you don't peddle drugs then. Yeah! Look, I don't wish drug abuse on my allies, and I don't wish it on children. The people I don't like, though, they can do all the drugs they want. The people I don't like, the people that purposely make people's lives miserable, they can do all the drugs they want. Recently rewatched Cyber 6 2. Enjoyed it. Can we talk about how nice the music was? Oh, hell yeah. I feel like we were robbed of further Cyber 6 content. I experienced it for the first time recently, right? Like, I did not grow up watching Cyber 6. And when it was over, I was excitedly looking for the next season because it's like, wow, what a bang up season. What a good start to a show. I wonder what they're going to do next. Oh! I guess nothing. I guess that's it. Fuck me, I guess. Gotta go. Have a nice day. Have a good one. Have a good one, Nick somebody. Alright, I think just about done with how I want this to look. Thank you for joining members, Alex. Reminds me of that one restaurant that's a gluttony incarnate but got people to stop being gluttons. Interesting. Yo, it got a goth baddie as a main character? Yeah. Does someone remember Code Lyoko? It was around, but I never got into it, personally. The art style put me off. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like I probably could like it, but it was just a stretch too far for me at the time. If I have time now, maybe I'll get into it, but it just doesn't appeal to me. Is stream ending? Well, it will eventually, but not right now. Gotta take this bad boy into live 2D. Hold on, let's extend this a bit more so that I can animate it. There we go. The Baden Blaster. Here we go. Let's add some shading onto this. It's a little basic. There we go. What was that loud beep I just heard? It's funny how she went from base sigma drug selling jokes to serious drug abuse discussion. Keck. Look, both can exist in the same space, okay? I will sell drugs to anybody because I love business. But if anybody I know personally looks like they want to start taking drugs, I will take it away from them because I know the damage it can cause. I love damaging my enemies. I don't like damaging my allies. Sorry, that was me. Fire alarm? You know what? I think it's time to change out the smoke detector, actually. I'll do that after stream. That's easy enough. Why are you so focused on an Argentinian cartoon from 1999? Because it was good. It was good. If something's good, it deserves being looked at. Yeah. For a minute, I didn't recognize what that beeping was because this... Because, I mean, I never have to change the smoke detector. It was a foreign sound for me, but I can fix it. I was gonna give Joe Biden pupils, but I feel like he's more Super Saiyan if he doesn't have them. Was it really the smoke detector? I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know what else could beep like that. Maybe there's... I don't know. I have to check. If it beeps again, then it's the smoke detector, right? Okay, and now we need a blast. We need a blast beam. Evading blast. Blur. Add blur. Add glow. There we go. Broly Biden. There we go. Now we can take this into live 2D and animate it. And then, for fun, we'll give him the Katya hair now. I'm just gonna grab a PNG and harvest it. I don't want to draw it from scratch. Biden blaster. Do I just not have a PNG of my hat? There we go. This works. You know what I can do, actually? Grab the hair as well. Copy, paste. Drake's so cool. Oh. Coffee. Oh, suddenly my sinus is like, oh, what the fuck? Okay, we're good. Yeah. Okay, let's finish up, okay? I'm getting sick of this bit. This bit has outstayed its welcome. I'm getting tired. Biden blaster. You ever watch Stranger Things? Why the fuck would I watch Stranger Things? That's on Netflix. What a waste of my life. Stranger Things looks like one of those nostalgia slop shows that is geared to millennials and geared to Gen X. Again, another piece of garbage that isn't worth your life. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, we're gonna crop this. Okay, so the Katya version is going to be a PNG. Blast. And we're gonna delete the Katya hair. delete the background. Get rid of the bonus stuff. And this version is going to be a PSD. I'm going to call it that. And then we're going to open up Live 2D Studio. Now, I don't know if any of you have actually seen Live 2D Studio before, but let's grab this. All right. Now, we're going to open Live 2D Cubism. Aw, man. She's got cubism. It's over, boys. Now, this is going to be the world's most simple live 2D model known to existence. Let's make this... Let's just auto-mesh it. Heavy deformation. Beautiful. Angle XYZ. Move all these. We don't need any of this extra baloney. Actually, the hand. Hand move. We'll make the hair move into the hand move. Cubism, you hate cheese? You damn straight. Okay, we're gonna go here. We're gonna make the blend mode into additive. There we go. So it's nice and glowy. Now if we drag it... Oh, sorry. Now if we drag it... Look at that. He's a glowy, everyone. So what the plan is... Take these. We're gonna put them under a warp deformer. We're gonna call this... ball. Okay, create. We're gonna do a ball toggle. Minimum 0, maximum 1 ball toggle. Okay, and what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab this warp deformer, add 2 points. First one, it's gonna be tiny. We're also going to have the opacity at 0. Then we're going to add a point right here. We're going to crank the opacity up. I'm going to add a point here. And we're going to max out the opacity. There we go. So now if I do this... Biden blast! Biden blast. Blast, 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 blah, 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 blah. Now, we're going to take ball toggle in hand. I'm going to put this under hand. Warp deformer. Now we've got something that will move the hand. So I think I'm going to have this be angle X. So side to side. We'll move this. There we go. Angle Y. Okay. If we link them together, blast, blast, blast. Just adding the corners. There we go. And if we activate the ball toggle, blast, blast, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Angle Z. Add a new warp deformer. Angle Z is how it turns. So here. Sweet. So if I hit play, pattern, oh, let's do pattern view. There we go. Look at that. He's summoning his beam, everybody! He's charging it! He's charging it! He abiding his blast time. Alright. Let's add his head into the equation. Okay, let's say... I want him to talk. Okay, so let's... auto... let's increase the amount of vertices. Okay. And we'll also add some custom ones so that we can make his mouth move. So we're gonna increase the poly count here. Oh guys, did you know that I'm an artist? I'm a bit of a nerd. I know that y'all didn't come here today looking for a live 2D lesson. But this is what you're getting, so shut up and sit down! Alright. It's Joe Biden time. I'm just biding my time. Okay, we're gonna auto-connect those. Probably not nearly enough of a split. It's gonna look real weird. But that's okay. It's fine. We just need enough here so that his mouth opens. Okay, while we're at it, why don't we just 4 division this? Alright. He is being- Joe Biden is being attacked by the bees! Joe Biden. Alright. Now, mouth open. Gonna be here. So actually what we're gonna do here, so it's open this, actually reset. I'm gonna do this, okay, mouth open, we're only gonna do 2, okay? It's closed and this is open. And for open, I'm gonna use the loop. I'm just gonna do a very rudimentary meh. The bees are so cruel. I know, right? I've been bowing, I've been scraping, I've been lying like a rug. For 10 long years I've had to pay my dues. But today I'm escaping, for the last gold has been dug. It was waiting there, so how can I refuse? I'm returning home a hero who's discovered mighty wealth. And what better husband could a princess choose? I am the suitor who will suit her. Okay. Little smaller. Why is the brush size so fucking big? Here we go. You know, I don't like how his teeth are looking, actually. They're kind of unnerving. I think we're gonna just add a few more polygons here. No? Okay, I guess we're not. I guess he just gets the black smear teeth. Sweet. Alright, guys, what do you think? Actually, those are some canon teeth right there. Okay, mouth open. We don't need a mouth form. He can just open and close his mouth. Body X. Okay, so we'll grab his head. Give him another warp deformer. He'll go this way, and he'll go that way. Sweet. Body Y. Gotta connect them. There we go! Now we're cooking! Damn it, YouTube is shadow banning my chats. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Is this how VTuber models rank? Yes, it is, actually! I'm gonna get rid of body Z. Actually, no. Better idea. Take this. And we'll take everything and put it under a new warp deformer. And body Z will have rotate like this. Suddenly I'm very hungry. There we go. Oh, we have to have a default breathing animation, otherwise it doesn't make sense. I promise this bit is almost done, okay? This amuses me and me alone. Okay, we need his big boob to move up. There we go. Gives me flashback of bobblehead flashcards or something. Show us your bees. You want to see the bees? Ah! All right, we'll remove the hair side to side. Okay. What do you think, guys? Am I talented or what? Gotta tie the ball to the breathing physics? Oh my god, you're a genius. Right. Have a good one, Cozy Camper. Hold on. Reset. Okay. I'm gonna grab the ball. We'll also tie this here. When we're full breathe, we'll make it pulse a little bit. All right, how are we feeling about this? I like how the ball just cuts off at the bottom, by the way. That's so funny to me. All right. Time to export this and put it on. All right, export for runtime as an MOC. Oh, wait, I have to invoke the texture atlas. 1 second. Modeling, texture, edit texture atlas. Yes. Give it a second, it's thinking. Okay. Sweet, now I can export it. Export for runtime is an MOC3. Export user data, yes. Save in downloads as Biden my time. Oh, I need a folder. 1 second. Biden my time. There we go. Save. All right, now I've got the folder. Let's drag and drop it into VTube Studio. No, I don't want to take a selfie. All right, guys. All right, guys. Give me a second, okay? Give me a second. Gotta load this in. Can I just drag and drop it? Disabled! Okay, hold on. Let me drag and drop the folder. Okay. Import your own model, open folder. Live 2D. Okay. by Jin. No. Excuse me, where's my funny meme? Okay, I need to reload it. Hold on. There we go. Biden blast! Ah! It is me, Joe Biden. Ah! I need to set up the blast as a toggle. Hold on. Bo Jiden. Create new expression. It is I, Bo Jiden. Blast. Done. Add hotkey. Set expression. Blast.
Will this be made available for the public?
Yeah, would you guys like it? I will make Joe Biden blast available for the public if you so wish. Fade for second. There we go. I can charge it! I can make it slow! Okay, what if I make it 0.7 seconds? Blah! Yes, you didn't vote for me. Blah! Now all of Fairez knows that I'm blasting! I'm blasting! Yes, it is I, Bo Blyden, and I'm be blasting. I'm blasting. I'm blasting. You are now breathing manually. Ah! Manual breathing, manual breathing, manual breathing. You shall vote for me. The main antagonist of the VP Prime timeline has dropped, lads. No, you shall now spend all of your money at the casino. This is the law. Yeah! This is so stupid. JoJo music starts playing. Why does your Joe Biden sound like George Tayaki? Why not? Do you want to save the file? No. Okay. Close the PSD. Alright, I will upload Joe Biden somewhere. Maybe the Discord. Can I upload folders on Discord? Probably not. Let's see. Variance project, Katya area. If you're not part of the Variance Discord, by the way, you should be. Biden my time. Let's see. Can I drag and drop a folder? No, I can't. What about these ones? Wait, I can. Gift from me to you. Drop these into a folder and drop the folder into live 2D. Have a happy blastin'. I'll make a proper folder and upload it somewhere on a drive eventually. Yeah, no, I'll probably put a link somewhere else later, but if you can get this to work, then, hey, you can get anything to work. Let's find someone to raid into. Let's see. Where in the tarnation is my redirect? There we go. Oh, Kana's live. Okay, yeah. We'll raid into Kana. Alright, everyone. You be safe out there or not. You know, it's none of my business. But make sure that you're nice and healthy because I need your organs when you die. Yes, 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 yes. Vote Biden. Vote nobody. This is Feyre's. Vote me. Well, actually, don't vote me. I don't want to be in power. You can't vote anybody because you can't vote for the Empress. Huh. I don't know what power system we need to work on right now. I don't know. What do you think, Terry Davis? Yeah, I agree.